How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of the Streamer Stories podcast. Today, I interview one of my friends. They are the absolutely wonderful LexiHolmes. Hello, how are you doing?
Woo!
Woo!
Let's do loads of cheers. I am my own one-woman cheerleader because I don't need no one else. That's a lie. I need everyone.
Cheerleader.
I don't need no cheerleader. I am my own cheerleader.
Yeah, strong independent streamer who don't need no cheerleader.
I mean, sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, Lexi, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You're a good friend of mine, and I think you're a wonderful being. And you're not terribly far into your streaming journey, and it was like,
No.
I absolutely would love to interview you, respectfully. So thank you for being here.
Well, you're the upcoming, one of the best men at my upcoming wedding, aren't you? So
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that we're somewhat good friends. I kind of know of you in passing.
Yeah, never met though.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we have met. But I know you. Some people on the internet might not. So, would you like to introduce yourself, Lexi? Let me and everyone else listening or watching know who you are. What type of content you do?
So I'm Lexi. I'm pretty new to streaming in that I've only really been streaming this year. I guess I call myself a community streamer. So I mostly just play games with my friends and dick about. And I stream once a week, and that's about it.
Yeah, I love that. And it's in a nutshell, that's what it is. It's dicking about. I think all streamers dick about a little bit, but I love that.
Yeah,
it's a great time.
Yes, indeed.
It's so true. But that's you now, isn't it? So that's what you do now. That's what we do with our community. Yes. You're a community streamer. You do a lot of games with the community, and you're so good at it as well. An absolute natural, you may say so. But let's talk about like childhood, if I may. In terms of like the games that maybe we didn't play first, but like, what was your first memories of seeing a video game? Was it like a family member? Like, was it at home? What was the situation? What was it like?
Yeah, definitely. So my dad, my dad was young when I was born. I was born to teenage parents, but it meant that they were like quite cool and up to date with things. So my dad had a PlayStation 1, and I used to sit and watch him play. I wasn't old enough to hold a controller or figure out how to actually do anything, but he would give me like a dummy controller to play with. Right, So I'd sit and just watch him on that. He really loves Gran Turismo. That's probably like the first game that I can properly remember watching. And I was like, when I grow up, Daddy, I'm going to race you in this and I'm going to win. And he was like, sure. But yeah, I think that's probably the first game I can proper recall.
Let's go. Gran Turismo is so good as well. I mean, I've not played many of the series, but I loved the first one because that was like my childhood as well. I feel a bit old now. If your dad was playing it and I was playing it, but I loved it. Absolutely loved playing that growing up. And again having relationships with fatherhood. Like my son has said the same thing about racing me and stuff. So did you beat your dad in the end?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He would pull out like this absolutely incredible car, and I'll be there in my little red Mini Cooper. Like, I'm gonna win, Dad, and I did win, but I won by crashing into his car and smashing him into the wall.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So dirty tactics, but it worked.
Yeah, learning from a young age as well. So
exactly.
Dems are the rules. Suck it up. So
pretty much, yeah. It's whatever you do to win a race. It's a video game. Come on, get over yourself. It's fine.
Young Lexi you lost. Said that.
Yeah, you lost to a 5-year-old. Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it, Dad. Get the glasses on as well. Yeah. Well, Braden Beard, as you've met IRL,
yes,
he beat me legit for the first time in Mario Kart. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart Wii in this house recently, the last few months. And slowly he's been getting better and better and better. And he legit beat me in like a Grand Prix, so 4 races, about 2 weeks ago. And I was like, no, fair play. I mean, it was BS, but fair win to win,
So you were like, fair play, well done, mate, well done. And then as soon as he turned the corner, you were just like, oh god.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just get the torch now. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what it was BS though. Like the blue shell, right, hits first place.
Yeah.
Hit me, and I was in second place. I was like, so he furthered his lead in that particular race.
Oh
I'm like, no, no,
no.
no, no. But I was like, what? I'm not gonna be a bitch loser. I'm like, well done, to you, you know. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
so Gran Turismo was where it started. That's an
Gran
excellent
Turismo.
introduction. So, what other games on the PS1 were you watching or playing back in those days?
So I don't really remember much of what I was watching. That's the one that I remember. But my first ever game um was Smash TV on the PlayStation 1.
Right.
So for those of you who don't know what it is, it's like a top-down arcade shooter. There's you play there's two people in it. You've got a gun, you can fire in the cardinal directions, so north, south, east, west. You get power-ups as you go through it, kind of early style dungeon crawler.
Mm,
And the enemies come out the doors. And that's what
right.
it is. So
Yeah.
you go into a room, enemies come out, you've got to survive. And I used to play that with my dad all the time. That was my first ever game. And then I think the franchise that defined my childhood though was Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, nice. Yes. Not enough Dynasty Warriors chat on this podcast. I'm telling you now.
There is
And
not. No.
yes.
So Dynasty Warriors is like my favorite franchise ever. I absolutely love it. I can. So I really, really got into gaming around like the point where I moved away from just playing with my dad and into sort of gaming was Dynasty Warriors 6.
Right.
Now, you will know there's different levels. You go easy, medium, hard, master, chaos. I can clear every single scenario in Dynasty Warriors 6 on chaos solo.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I just button mash my way through it for fun, but like, there's levels clearly to this, isn't there? So, no,
there is. Yeah.
My favorite thing about Dynasty Warriors is Empires. I love playing Empires mode. I just love it. I don't know what it is about it. Like, it's quite straightforward. You just button mash for me anyway. Obviously, I know there's a technicality level to it, but not for me. I just do it just as mindless fun. And I love taking over the territories. You know, having a bit of romance here and there. You know, and it's just so good. It's just so much fun. I just love doing it.
It is. Have you played the latest one though? Origins.
I haven't. Not Origins or 9. So obviously I know they changed 9 up, didn't they? So
Yeah. So I have. 9 was very open world and was a massive departure from what the previous ones have been like. But Origins was like a step back. It kind of combined the best of both worlds. But the reason why I bring it up is because you talk about romance, and you don't really romance anyone in it, but you build friendships with people. But some of the things that like some of the lines that come up was just like, oh, main character, I really enjoyed our night together last night. I can't wait for another one. And I'm like, this is this is a bit interesting, isn't it? Apparently I am just a slut sleeping my way through China. But okay.
Sorry. I might clip that out of context, you know. I'm sorry. I'm warning you now. I won't.
That's fine. No, actually, but... I'm fine with it. You know me. I'm good with whatever.
I might make it the thumbnail.
I am
Lexi said what?
Exactly. Yeah. One of those reaction gifs, just like
That's
exactly.
Incredible. What a line. But it is. No, but I got into Dynasty Warriors through my cousins. So I've got slightly older cousins of mine, and they love the series. But they love Asian culture, they love Japanese culture, they love Chinese culture, and K-pop as well. Love Korean culture. And like I'd never really seen it or heard of it. And then I went to my auntie's and uncle's house. I saw my cousins playing it, and I was like, "What the hell is this? This looks like so much fun!" And they were playing the Empires mode, and it was like I was never too fussed about DOG playing through it. It was just the Empires mode. Again, another thing that reminds me of Empires and the Dynasty Warriors is like I used to love playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and doing the turf wars. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept, isn't it? Let's be honest. Just that concept alone of slowly growing your territory. I just love that concept in a video game, and it's not used enough, in my opinion.
No, it's true. And I like things like that as well. And I think that reflects in, I know we'll touch on it more later, but what I like to play now, like as as an adult,
Yes.
instead of as a kid. But yeah, it's weird. So I played a lot of well, I played video games a lot when I was a kid, but I didn't play a lot of video games
Sure.
because we weren't very well to do. Like I my grandparents did a lot of like raising me and things like that, and they were very much like, we don't do tech, we don't do anything like that. You know, you sit down, you do a jigsaw puzzle or you read a book or something. But I played video games so much with my dad, but we just played the same games over and over and over again.
Yeah, of course.
Which is hence why I got really good at Dynasty Warriors 6, because it was one of the few games that we had. So a lot of people come up with these amazing games, or they played incredible things that I only really got to touch as an adult rather than as a kid. But I think it worked out really well, because even to this day, I have the ability to play games over and over and over again and still find something new to enjoy.
Yeah.
Rather than bounce around all the time. And that's not to say that I didn't play some of the big names. Like I played GoldenEye with my cousins, and you know, I did GTA and all of that. But I never played Sonic, I didn't do Mario because my dad wasn't interested. So it wasn't a game that we ever bought.
Of course.
So yeah, it's sort of like Gran Turismo, Dynasty Warriors, those sorts of things. Oh, and Jurassic Park Genesis, I think it was.
Nice.
I played that. Yeah. Always been a big fan of strategy games like that, strategy simulation sort of thing. So yeah.
I can see that obviously with the games you've played now. It makes a lot of sense that.
Yeah.
So you mostly were console based, PS1 based at the time. You mentioned Genesis, of course, as well. So
PlayStation 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my so one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life was so in the household it was an Xbox 360, which was my dad's. It was a PlayStation 3, which was mine for some reason. I don't know why I had it, because I wasn't really a PlayStation player at that point. Sorry. Which is weird because I did 1 and 2, but I digress. And my wait, did I get that right? Yeah. And my dad's then girlfriend had no, that was it. The other way around. Apologies. Memory's a bit foggy. So that was it. So my dad had the Xbox. My dad's girlfriend had the PlayStation, and I had the Wii.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then we did a trade. So we swapped our consoles around. So I ended up with the Xbox. My dad got the PlayStation, and my dad's girlfriend got the Wii. Right. And it was the best decision I ever made in my entire life, because the Wii was great for what it was, but when you don't really have anyone to play it with, it's a bit boring. So I was like, I'll take the Xbox. And I got all the games that came with it, one of which was Dynasty Warriors 6. And from that point on, Xbox girl all the way. So I switched from PlayStation straight into Xbox. And I just took off like flying. So that was the point where I got into COD.
Right.
So I used to play COD really heavily as a teenager, particularly sort of like 16, 17, 18-ish. And I used to do a gun game on Black Ops. And I used to be very, very, very good at it, very competitive, to the point where I had to disable voice chat because toxic community on Call of Duty. Yeah. Toxic community, boys.
Yes, definitely. And I've talked to a few females on this podcast about that just the crap they've had to put up with. It's ridiculous, let's be honest.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
But nice. But yeah, Xbox, and playing multiplayer online like that's amazing. Yeah, I love that. That's to be fair, like you gave everything a go then, didn't you? You gave Nintendo a go, you gave PlayStation a go, you gave Xbox a go, then you fell into where you fell. That's nice.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I did I guess the other like games that I played a lot of, which was when the Nintendo DS came out, that was what, 2004, 2005-ish, I think.
So, yeah.
I got that for Christmas, and that was like insanely awesome, because I got something that was entirely mine. Because like even
Gotcha.
though I kind of had like the Wii, it was still everyone could play it sort of when they wanted, but it was still technically mine.
Yeah.
Whereas the DS, that was just mine. No one else ever wanted to play on the DS.
Hmm.
So I got really into like my Professor Layton games because
Oh,
I'm a big puzzle fan. I love logic and like just finding the solution, which is ironic because I've recently started playing them again. But that was really cool as well. So yeah, I've definitely given all of them a go.
hmm.
But I think deep down inside, even to this day, I'm still an Xbox girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see the yeah. It's ringing it rings well with me in terms of like I can see it. Like I said, knowing you now, how that history, shall we say, formed you are who you are today. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. I love that. Okay, so obviously you played a lot with your dad. You played a bit online with COD and stuff
Yes.
like that. And you've mentioned some family members. Have you got any like stories with any of those people that you come to mind in terms of like a funny story, a silly story, or what comes to mind?
So I do have a story. And uh I'm glad that I asked beforehand if swearing was okay because I'm gonna be throwing some strong ones out there.
Okay.
So for context, so this is back in my COD days, so gun game. I was playing with my then boyfriend and I was playing with my dad. So we used to play video games together. It was just a thing that we did. And one of the things is so the way it works is you start off with like a pistol. You get a kill and you go up. There's 20 levels in totals. You end up with the ballistic knives, which are the ones that you fire at people. Yeah. If you get knifed at any point in the game, you go back down a level.
Right.
Now, my then boyfriend was insanely good at the game, like really incredibly hard to beat. So whenever I played with him, I'd always have to settle for being like second. But you know what it's like. You're playing a competitive game, you always want to be first.
Mm-hmm.
So one evening, playing with the two of them, boyfriend was ahead of me on the leaderboard. I was catching up. He got stuck on one of the levels, and I was like, I've got this, I can do it, I can do it. Overtook him. And then out of nowhere, someone ran around the corner and stabbed me, and I dropped back
Right.
down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But wait, there's more. I lost that game, right? To my then boyfriend. So just to add the frustration on. And I was like, who the fuck knifed me? And my dad just went, oh yeah, that was me. And I was like, you fucking cunt. Just out of nowhere. Now,
Oh
keep in
my
mind, I'm like
god.
18 years old. I'm sat at
Yeah.
home. My dad's in the other room, and I was just there like, can't believe I've just said that, like to my dad.
Yeah.
And you know that noise when someone takes their headphone off and you kind of hear like the crackle of the mic, and I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't shout at me. He didn't yell at me. He didn't do anything. He just comes into my bedroom, opens the door, walks in, and I'm like, "You're right." And he looks at me and he was
Yeah.
like, and he just looks at me and he just starts laughing. And he was just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. I won't do it again." And I'm like, "You're such I can't believe you so much." But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's probably the story that comes to mind of just I think it sums up how much fun I've had with my dad over the years to get to the
Yeah.
point where I can be like, I can't believe you did that. And he's just like, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just love it.
that's so funny, but also so wholesome. Like I'm loving hearing about this, like all these stories with your dad. That's so
Yeah.
wonderful. I love that. Oh, wholesome but fun. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever called my parents to see what before. I've sworn like around my mum.
Yeah.
I can't say I've
Yeah.
done that before. Maybe I should. Maybe I should.
Yeah,
I
it'll
doubt
bond
she's
you. It will
watching
it will
this.
make you it will just make you like really
Yeah.
close. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've never called him that again, by the way, because
No.
it just slipped out. I was so angry. I was like, I'm so fuming mad.
That's so good. That's so good. Amazing. Okay then. So, when it comes to like games that you love very dearly, like have you got like a Mount Rushmore, or have you got like a top three games? Like maybe if you could only take certain games with you to like a remote island, like what comes to mind is like S tier games for you?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to latch onto the remote island one because I think it will help me. So there are games that I think are incredible, right? There are some absolutely fantastic games that I've played throughout my entire life, and recently, like Clair Obscur is like probably the best game I've ever played. But I think for me, the best games are the ones that I can play again and again and again and never ever get bored.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show my casual gamer side here. And I think my top three will go with The Sims 3 with all the DLCs because I've sunk thousands upon thousands of hours in that as just sat at home with my little laptop and struggling to move even a tiny bit because the laptop would just freeze because of how much power you need to run The Sims 3.
Yes.
I think oh, maybe The Binding of Isaac.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, particularly the Rebirth version, because one of the things I really love about it is they do periodically release content for it, and they add items that the community have come up with and have like modded in. So they kind of like it's such a community-based game without being a community game. In that it was such it's an indie game. It's such a small studio. It's like two of them that worked on it to create the actual game itself. But they've got thousands upon thousands of items and things like that that the community have developed for the game. And instead of being like, oh, it will just be a mod or whatever, they're like, no, are you guys okay if we put this in as an actual official update and bring your stuff in because it's so good? And I love that. Like, how many games out there do that sort of thing?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah, so that one. I've also got like I think I'm hitting like 3,000 hours on Steam in it. So
oh my god. That's how long is that game? Wow.
It's literally just like a dungeon crawler, you know.
Oh, I see. I got you. Sorry.
You just it's just like floors that you play through and then you get to the end and you do it again, but you unlock more things as you go on. But that game's really important to me because when I lost a family member a few years back, grief's a bit of a funny thing and you don't really know which way is up and which way is down. But I probably spent about 14 hours a day on it for about 4 or 5 months because I couldn't focus on anything else. So it kind of kept me sane. So I've got a proper soft spot for it. No matter how I feel, I can always pick it up and play it. And then the third game, I think, weirdly, Power Wash Simulator.
Nice. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
It's just there's just something about it. Like cleaning in real life, no. Cleaning in a game, I'm just there like, oh yeah, look at that little bit. Look at it. And then when it flashes up because it's all clean, I'm like, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Binding of Isaac is definitely not casual, let's be honest. But I mean, the other two I get. But I mean, I've not played Binding, as you can tell. I've not played Binding of Isaac, but it's been on my list for the longest time. And it's one of those games that keeps coming up as like I need to play it, and I don't.
Yeah.
But wow, that's a great list of games. I love that. And you got something. You got this in that. You got some diversity, to be fair. Like there's if you were stuck on that remote island with those 3 games, I think based on the 3,000 hours of Binding of Isaac, you're going to be set. You sounds
yeah, and I don't need the internet to play any of them.
No, exactly.
So, yeah, I'm good.
Amazing. Let's go. Yeah, I like that. So okay, so we're talking about some of the best games that you've played. Have you had some bad eggs? Any games that are not so good that come to mind, or bad experiences?
Oh, I'm trying to think now. I think, to be honest, I think a lot of my bad experiences with games outside of toxic communities and things like that, because it's not very fun being female in a sort of male focused community, especially like COD. But that aside, I think like personal experiences in games is probably down to my own inability. so I'm thinking like tank controls and things.
I see. Yeah.
What did I play recently? Code Veronica.
Okay.
So my partner, who you very well know, Gabs, was like, so I've been playing through the Resi games recently, and remakes. Sorry, but yeah, the remakes. And I got to 4, and he's like, right, you need to play Code Veronica before you can play 5.
Okay.
So he got it all set up in his office. He was like, look, you can sit on the sofa. I'll watch you play it. Well, and I was just like, yeah, this is fine. I started playing it. I'm like, what is this? Can I change any of this? Because none of this is like intuitive whatsoever. Like I'm trying to back away from a zombie that's coming at me, and I'm trying to like aim to shoot, but shoot is not like right trigger. Oh. It's like you have to aim with like right trigger and then shoot with right bumper or something. I can't even remember it now because I've just like blocked it out of my brain. But it was so infuriating. So I think in terms of, it's not a bad game whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But I think probably the worst games for me are the ones where, like I said, it's not intuitive.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend like 3 hours learning how to use a controller again. I've done this already. Like just let me remap it or something, please.
Yeah. Did you play the Resident Evil 1 remake, or is it just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because... So I could do the static camera. That was fine, but it was literally just like the shooting thing and everything. I was just like, this just doesn't make sense.
Which, to be fair, I mean, Code Veronica is not an easy Resi game, to be fair. Like,
no.
So if I get you. I do get it. Great game, but like you said, tank controls, and that's a funny thing because I do tend to find that people who didn't grow up playing these games tend to struggle, no matter what age you are. Like if you've played them or not, like at the no matter what age you are, if you're coming into the old Resi games now, people struggle with it, and I'm like, I feel like it's just it's just one of those things. Like I think like in a certain way, it's almost like some of the people who played like some of the really hard NES games that just to go, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's really not. If you try playing it now, like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
So either you were there and just got muscle memory, or you're going to struggle. It's weird.
Exactly.
Oh, fair play. Well, credit. You give it a go, though. You know, again, it's not easy. So, okay. So, so what are you playing right now, then, Lexi? And in terms of what you're playing right now, how much of that is on stream, online, and how much of that is like at home, chilling? Like, and what's that balance like for you in terms of how much spare time you have to play games?
Oh, so spare time to play games. So, so I've got a great job that can be quite demanding. So, and I've also got a 5-year-old who is awesome but can be demanding. So it does depend sometimes on like how much time I get. Like actual time, like I measure it in how much time do I have and how much energy do I have.
Okay.
Because I can get to the end of the day and I can be like, oh yeah, I really want to play this, but then I don't end up starting it because I'm just like, but I'm so tired that I kind of just want to put something on that I've seen a million times before, play something I've played a million times before, or just go to bed. I don't know, but I still play a lot of video games. Like I probably play way more than I think the average adult does. Mm-hmm. That has a job, because and
a child,
and a child, yes. Yeah. But I think it helps that we're very much a gaming household as well. Like I mentioned, Gabs, my partner, is huge into his gaming and everything. So there's that understanding sometimes where we'll be like, oh well, I want to go and play this, and he'll be like, well, I want to go and play this, so see you tomorrow. Cool, bye. Do you know what I mean though? It's great. But I think, so what am I playing at the moment? So going back to like what I mentioned earlier about Genesis, so I love the 2 Point franchise.
Okay. Yeah.
So they started with hospital, they did campus, and they released museum earlier this year.
Okay.
Um, and they just released the first DLC for it. So you
Right.
get to build a museum and go on expeditions and get like artifacts, and yeah, it's just you get to make your museum look nice, and you hire staff and you train them, and you've got to manage like prices of things. So I've been spending a lot of time on that because there's enough to it to keep me entertained, but when I'm quite tired, it doesn't take too much brain power to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
So I like that. I have played a lot of, but so this is off stream
Yes.
at the moment. And I played Claire Obscure a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've got more games on my to play list than I am playing right now.
Yeah.
I think Claire is probably the last one that I picked up that was kind of like a heavy game that took a lot of concentration, a lot of time and hours and stuff. But yeah, I was literally playing 2 Point just before we started this, so I think that says a lot.
Yeah.
On stream, so I play community games a lot. So like the go-tos are so I do golf with your friends. I do it for Nightbreed as well, the community nights for that. I play Human Fall Flat. We've recently started doing board games or like card games online.
Yeah. I saw this.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, my stream games are all about having fun together. So we do like when Dead by Daylight does the 2v8, we play that on stream. But I'm really lucky to have some friends who show up every single week without fail to just have some fun and support me and everything. So yeah, it's just kind of like a rotation, like spin the wheel. I might actually start doing that, like create a wheel of just the games that we play and just spin it.
Go for it. Yeah.
But yeah, I will say though, I do want to play Dead by Daylight again because I've not played it in a few months, but I am relatively good at it.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a great streaming game as well because like so I play Survivor, and some of the saves you can do, or the chases you get into and the looping and everything. There's something so thrilling about it, and to know that people are like watching you do that and achieve that. Because sometimes you can be sat in your room and something amazing happens and you're like, did you see? There's no one here to see it. Whereas when you're on stream and something amazing happens, you're like, look, everyone saw that. That happened. I'm not just talking about it. It's legit. So yeah.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. And like you said, that sometimes I do get that as well. Yeah. Once you become like a streamer, and you do play games offline, you almost well, not everyone, but I know certain people who have had on the podcast, and I can see it myself in terms of you almost feel like that could be content. Oh, I should play this online. There's that like type of like niggle in you, or at least I find it. And I know I'm not alone. And it's like I don't know if that's healthy or not because downtime is so important.
So I think this is where I think you and I will differ on this, is because I don't know how to say it well, so forgive me if it doesn't come across super well, but I stream like the community games and my focus is having fun with my friends.
Yes.
I don't worry as much about like the content because for me the content is there through the enjoyment that I get.
Absolutely.
Out of the friends. So when I play games off stream, I don't ever have that because I'm like, this is just me and my space.
Gotcha.
Like I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not performing for anyone. It's literally just low energy chilling. But saying that, Dead by Daylight, for example, I do like to play with people.
Yeah.
Because I still have my games that I consider my multiplayer games.
Yeah.
So
definitely. And that's absolutely completely understandable as well. Like again, that's one thing that I love about streaming as a concept is that there's so many purposes, so many reasons, so many outlets towards this niche, and yeah, it annoys me almost when you do get certain people out there saying that you've got to do it this way. It's like, no, you don't. There's so many
No,
ways to
you
do
really
this.
don't.
And that's one of the reasons why I got the podcast going, is because there's so many different stories, different reasons, different angles on it. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, I did just think of another game that I've recently picked up. So, like I said earlier, I didn't play a lot of games like as a kid. Play video games a lot, but not a lot of video games. So I played Pokemon for the first time
Right.
ever.
Okay.
Never
Wow.
played Pokemon.
Interesting.
Never, ever,
Yeah.
ever played Pokemon. And like everyone I know has been like, oh, I started playing Pokemon when I was like 6, and I'm just there like, cool,
Yeah.
good for you.
Great.
But I started playing it recently, and I picked up so it was Shining Pearl, and Gabs is a massive Pokemon fan. He's like, yeah, it's great. That's why I started doing it actually, because I was like, oh, I guess I'll just see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And got quite into it. Like I made an XL, people.
Yes.
There's an XL that exists.
Yes.
Yep, I'm that person.
We both look at Excel sheets. I use Excel for Pokemon as well. So let's go.
Yep, yeah. And like, yeah, a little bit of a funny story, but the last time he checked in with like how I was getting on, I was on like the 3rd gym or whatever. And then the other day, he was like, oh, where are you up to? And I was like, oh, I'm just leveling up so I can go and fight the Pokemon League. And he's like, you've got all 8 badges? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. And he's like, God, I love you. I'm like, yeah, you fucking do. Yeah, you do. Because I'm a boss. But yeah. And you know, the little one, she's got like a Pikachu plushie and everything, and yeah, I don't know. But gaming's just really cool, isn't it? Because it just transcends all generations.
Definitely.
No matter what. I love it.
It certainly does, and I'm glad that you've mentioned that story about Pokemon playing it for the first time in your adult years, because the amount of, I always feel like Pokemon's one of those really weird categories where, like you said, there's almost certain people that think it's like childish to like Pokemon in your adulthood. I'm like, no, it's not. And
No.
And there's some people that like treat Pokemon almost like it's not an RPG. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's actually quite a well-functioning RPG series with really good combat mechanics. So it always some anti-Pokemon people do end up. So
yeah. Well, I can tell you as a 30-something-year-old woman who has a pretty good job and is pretty well respected, Pokemon is not for children. It can look a bit childish, but it's not for children. It's actually really awesome. And I think that everyone should get enjoyment out of whatever they do in life. Doesn't matter. And don't let people stop you from enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Gatekeeping. But yeah, I I just got a funny Pokemon story I'll say now. So my eldest, who's 16 now, but they played Pokemon Gold for the first time when they were, oh Christ, I don't even know, like when they were probably about 5 or 6 years old, and they just developed a team of Sentrets, which is one of the first Pokemon you can catch in the game. It's kind of like your Rattata. That's the Rattata in your in that equivalent in the game, and they just had this team of Sentrets and was just like kicking ass with it, and it's like, why won't you get any more different sizes? They completely like released, but as in put in the Pokemon box, they're like Cyndaquil or whatever it was, and I'm like, just to get a team of Rattatas, it's like, oh, I remember they like beating Onyx with one. So it's like, what's going on here? And that's
really cool though.
They ended up beating the Pokemon League themselves, but at like 7 or 8 years old, and I was like, holy crap, what's going on here? So yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Like, and that's the thing. It may, you know, some people may say that it's childish, but it's also a great way for people to bond with their kids. Is games like that.
Yeah.
Like your gateway games, so to speak. So yeah.
Definitely.
Nothing wrong with it.
So Lexi, I mean, you mentioned COD, obviously. So I'm wondering, and you mentioned Xbox as well on that front. So, like, are you someone that has done like achievement hunting in the past, trophy hunting, platinuming? Where's your relationship with that?
I would say it depends on the game, but if I can get really into a game, you best believe I'm going all out to get the achievements. Like I go absolutely mental sometimes, just hunting for that last achievement. But I do tend to do it more for, I guess, kind of like simulation strategy games rather than like shooters or RPGs, that sort of thing, because I don't like needing to grind to the point of having to replay like a mission over and over and over again to get the achievement.
Gotcha.
I like it to feel more like, oh well, I can take the 2 Point franchise because it's a simulation game. It'll be like, oh, grow your museum so it's a level 70. Well, that's something that I just do kind of like as I go, and then there'll be some niche achievements that I get along the way that I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, I should divert and focus on this. But I think it's amazing people who go all out on achievements, but I don't have the dedication to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I have to really enjoy the game itself to be able to go for the achievements. So I think anything that I've 100%ed in the past is a reflection of my enjoyment of the game, not a specific need to get all the achievements.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm kind of the same actually. To be fair, like, well, I used to be. I don't play a lot of games offline now. But back in the day when I had I had more time to play games offline, I would do that. I would be like, okay, how much am I interested in this game? Yes or no. That would be the level of like, okay, am I going to platinum it? Yes or no, type of thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, Lexi, you got a new game coming up that you're going to play for the first time. Do you normally start on easy mode or medium mode or hard? You know, where do you normally start?
So to everyone's absolute abject horror, I believe that you should play a game for enjoyment.
Yeah.
So I generally go on easy.
Yeah.
Unless it's a game that I know really well. So like Dynasty Warriors, I go straight in on probably like medium and then replay it again on hard. But I think for a lot of games, I just go story mode, easy mode, because like I said, like I don't always have the time or the energy. So if I go in and I'm dying every 10 seconds, where's the fun in that?
Exactly.
At least for me, where I'm at this stage of my life. When I was younger, maybe sure I'd do whatever, but now I'm just like, nah, I'm all good.
Yeah.
Just give me story mode, babe.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I thought for a second the way you were wording your answer to that, I thought you were going to go, which everyone's the hard mode, haha, you know, but no.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I tell everyone. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 100% playing this on hard mode. Yeah, but the boss died in 2 hits. Hard mode.
Yeah.
Hard mode.
Get good, guys. Just get good. Yeah.
Wink.
So do you actually? Do you have any video game collectibles? Like, and if so, what are some of your favorites? If you do.
So, I do have some video game collectibles, but I don't focus on collecting stuff from video games.
Okay, right.
Because so I've got like in this room now, I've got images on the walls. Like I've got pyramid heads. I've got well, all sorts all around. To be honest, I've got Johnny Silverhand and things like that. But I think in terms of what I like to collect, Gabs has the video game collection in the house. You know, he does retro games. He does like physical copies of games. He's got shelves and shelves of it, and they're all awesome. But I think probably my collectibles lean more towards jigsaw puzzles and books. So I like game guides for what I like to play. But I really like so jigsaw puzzles is a big thing that I do. I do it all the time. And yeah, there's always one going on the table in my house. But I collect jigsaw puzzles that are kind of hard to find, so I pick them up at like the video game markets.
Okay, yeah.
So Gabs and I will go on like a date day out to a video game market. He'll be like, right, I really need this title on the PlayStation 1 and this title on the NES and stuff, and I'll just be there like, right, where's the video game section? Where's the jigsaw puzzle section? And I'm there. Yeah. So I've got like I've got ones from like Fallout, or just ones that you might not necessarily find just if you walk into a shop,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there's just so many. I like how my brain just went blank. I'm like, I've got Fallout. What else do I have? I've literally got hundreds of
Yeah.
of
Where can you
jigsaw puzzles
start?
downstairs, but I can't remember any.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just like pop culture ones, so video games, films, TV shows. That's probably where my collectibles sit, because they're not necessarily collectibles in that they're rare,
Mm-hmm.
but they would be a little bit hard to find, and I definitely collect them.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. That
yeah.
checks out to me completely. In fact, I love that take on it. It reminds me like in the back of like HMV back in the day. Like you used to find him stuff like that there, didn't
Yes.
you? Yeah, and
Yes, exactly.
it's kind of a lost medium in that respect, especially when you talk about the gamer guides. Like that's a lost medium completely now. So
Yes.
that's it's a sad state of affairs really in that respect. So you know, the other
Well,
thing, the other thing I do love as well that I've seen recently come up quite a lot is adult coloring books, but for video games. Are you into that at all?
yeah. No, so I like to joke that I can't draw a straight line with a ruler.
Okay.
I don't do like art stuff. I think it's great, but it's just never been for me. But I get it's very calming, isn't it, to do that sort of thing. I get that from jigsaw puzzles
Gotcha. Yeah.
because, like I mentioned earlier, like my grandparents raised me a lot when I was younger, and it was jigsaw puzzles and it was books. So I feel like as an adult, that's shaped where my collectibles lie, because I collect books as well. Even outside of video games, but I collect books and I collect jigsaw puzzles. So it's
Yeah.
really fascinating to kind of see how the three things that shaped my childhood have kind of merged.
I love that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's what it's about. Let's be honest. That's what it's all about. That's amazing. So we've known each other, goodness me, I think about 15, 18 months now.
Yeah.
We're very good friends. Yourself, Punchitsu, gabbing about. The four of us are very good
Yes.
friends. I've known you since before you started streaming. In fact, we met
Yes.
before you started streaming. So I've kind of seen. It's quite unusual for me to say this on the podcast, but I've seen pretty much your whole streaming journey. So I'm quite humbled to be able to say that. So, like, when did streaming come into your mind, should we say? Like, where was it? Is this something for years and it just happened last year? Or was it something that kind of, what's the journey towards you hitting that go live button for the first time?
So streaming was never ever for me. So I have
Let's end the podcast
ADHD.
there. That's great. Thank you, everyone.
Done.
Bye.
We're out.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was never something I was interested in. I like watching people play games, but I never wanted to be in front of the camera. I've never been comfortable in front of the camera. Like I have ADHD, so I've been like fiddling with this pen the whole time just to kind of keep a little bit of anxiety at bay, sort of thing, because I get very focused on that sort of thing. So the idea of sitting in front of a camera and having people tune in to watch me play something, I'm like, this is madness. Why would anyone ever do it?
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea of streaming first came up last year during the Twitch NOTlimpics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously we met at Nottingham, which was before that.
Yeah.
But we started spending more time together through that. So the story of how I got into the Twitch NOTlimpics was hilarious, because it's obviously like streaming communities and a bunch of streamers together, and like you were looking for people to play Left 4 Dead, and Gabs came to me and he was like, "I volunteered you to play Left 4 Dead 2." I was like, "What do you mean you volunteered me?" And he's like, "Yeah, for that charity thing that I was on about the other day. They need people for Left 4 Dead, and I know that you've played it a lot, so I volunteered you." I'm like, "Gabs, I've not played it in 9 years." And he's like, "Oh, it's fine." Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like, I told them you were really good at it anyway." And I'm like, "What the fuck have you done to me? Like, what is this?" But anyway, had a lot of fun. And yeah, it's weird actually, because I don't know if it was the idea of streaming that I loved, but it was the community.
Yeah.
So like playing Left 4 Dead with all of you guys and having that sort of camaraderie and that sort of almost like kinship and fun, it kind of ticked a box for me that I didn't really know. Like I didn't know that I needed that in my life. That sort of community of people who have those interests and who can laugh and joke and who are around at 11 o'clock at night when the whole world, I say the whole world, but my house is asleep and I'm just sat here and I don't really know what to do with myself. It's that sort of like, yeah, I just didn't know that I was missing it. And I ended up, I've volunteered myself to do Jackbox as well and absolutely smashed it. We still got silver. I'm still devastated by that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't my fault. We were 9,000 points in the lead when I left.
Yep.
Yep. Love you, really, Manic. But yeah, it was that sort of thing. And people were like, "Oh, Lexi, do you stream? Like, what's your Twitch handle and stuff?" And I was just like, "Oh, I don't stream." And they were like, "Oh, why?" I was like, "Oh,
don't want to."
Yeah, but it was like that kind of thing of like, am I interesting and entertaining enough for people to actually want to follow me and watch me do this? And then it kept coming up, like, because I started taking part in the community nights and things like that, like even after the Twitch NOTlimpics was over, and people were just, it kept coming up again. Why aren't you streaming? I think you'd be great at streaming. And it was coming from a few different people. And I literally woke up one day in December and I was like, I'm going to stream.
Yeah.
So I did, because Gabs had been like, "Oh, when you want to stream, I've got a spare camera, I've got a spare microphone, we can do it. Like, it's not a problem." So yeah, I literally just woke up one day and was like, I'm going to stream this week. I'm just going to do it. And I did. And it was the 30th of December was my first stream. And it was actually insane because I was so nervous. I was like terrified. Like I was literally like shaking before I went live because it's not something I'm comfortable with at all. And the amount of love I got from the community that I've been part of for so long. I think I got raided twice and it was like insane. Like I was hitting like 40, 50 viewers on my first stream just because of the community, and I remember like Brutal Sue raided into me. And yeah, it was awesome. And like I said, from then, I've just kept it up and I've kept it going with friends that I've made through the community.
Yeah.
And as you know, I've taken on the golf community nights because I kind of want to foster that for other people as well. Like I've got, as I like to term them, my Monday night crew, which are the people who tune in all the time. But I want other people to come in and join, not my streams, but just in general, just the community, so they can find that kinship that I found last year that has then led me to doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, amazing. I love that. And can I ask you quickly about taking part in a shout out to Reptiles, his Twitch Taskmaster. I know there was ups and downs with that, but I mean in terms of like the comfort zone, like I want to get to that for me. Like I know that we've spoken about that. Like talk us through that if you don't mind, like how it felt for you.
Yeah, so you can ignore my reaction. Like genuinely, it was a blast from start to finish. It was great, and I loved being asked as well. And Reptiles is someone I get on with really, really well. And we do play games together a decent amount as well. So yeah, it's all in jest. But yeah, that one was quite fun because I mean I was lured to it because I love the show Taskmaster. So it was less about like, oh, this is going to be on stream, and more about, oh, I get to do Taskmaster stuff. This is going to be amazing. But it was really cool because I mean I like logic and I like solutions. So getting the tasks and thinking of the best way to solve them was right up my alley anyway. But I learned how to edit videos. Doing a task for Taskmaster. I'd never ever edited a video before in my entire life, and I made a it was an ad for TVs and TV remotes. and it was really well received. Like everyone was just like, what the hell is this? Like, this is amazing. We can't compete with this. And it was again that thing of stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing something that you don't normally do, and realizing, hold on a second, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. It genuinely was.
Absolutely. I loved watching you on Twitch Taskmaster, and again, I remember having conversations with you about that, and I think that's just generally what I love about your streamer story is, especially when it comes to the actual streaming part of it, it is you basically going through one wave at a time, different comfort zones, and like adapting, to it.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned your ADHD and stuff like that. It's like this constant to and froing and then overcoming that anxiety almost, may I say. Again, even being on this podcast today, I believe to a certain point that might ring true as well. Like, I love that, if I may say.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Love you.
Love you. It's a terrible heart. I'm sorry. It's the pen. It's getting in the way.
Wait, you watched Taskmaster? Did you see Fatima's circle thing? Every single week, I did my note, and it's like she's not doing. I was said to Punch Sue, it's like she's not doing a live out. She's doing a circle. What's this? I'm like,
I know.
Rant. Anyway.
It's fine.
So, so I love your take on streaming. I love the fact that you talk about community-focused streaming. There's not enough of it, I may say, and I'm glad that you found that vehicle through the Nightbreed. That's obviously what we've tried to foster in that environment, in that Discord. So, I love that for you, and I love that for the Nightbreed. I think it's a massive win for everyone. What are some of your favorite streaming memories then? Because I mean, you've in your very short streaming career, you've had a blast, and you've had some amazing moves.
Yeah. So, I think this is going to be so out of context, but if people have seen the trailer for this season, they'll understand. But I think it's probably going to be eating Mona's ass.
Shout out to Mona Topica. Yeah.
We love you, Mona. But no, like, I think some of my favorite moments, it's really hard to say because I do actually have some issues with memory, like especially like short-term memory. So I can forget things. Things can blend in quite a lot. But I think favorite memories. I'll tell you what, one of the things that I really loved was I got to play, it was Dead by Daylight. It was 2v8, and I got to play with like Muso,
yes,
and M and all of that lot. And it was my first time ever doing like a shared stream, where you got the shared chat and everything that comes up and all of that. And that was amazing because there were people there that I'd never played with before. I know Muso pretty well, but the others just kind of like in passing, or like maybe I knew them from like the NOTlimpics and stuff, but we'd never spoken. But like when they had all escaped or they'd all died and I was the only one left in like alive out of our group, and they're like, go on, Lexi, you can do this. Oh my god, this is amazing. And I was just like, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
But I think there's always something every single week that I really love. But my favorite thing, and I've mentioned it already, is the people that just like they tune in every single week and they come back every single week. Like obviously Gabs is always there because he's a sweetheart and he loves me and he has to be.
You have to be.
But Mona Tomica, Manic, I think it's now Mama, but Mama, Cass, Black Flame, Zal, our wonderful Zal. But there's just this, it's the same people all the time, and there's something about it that I just genuinely love. So yeah, I think favorite moments, the moments don't stand out. It's the overall feeling that I get from my streams.
Yeah.
And every single week I can say I have a great time and I love it. So yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so I got a question for you from a previous streamer. They didn't know it was going to be a question for yourself, but I have got a previous question from a previous streamer. Obviously, I'll be asking you a question off stream to ask a future guest. The question for you, Lexi, is what's the hardest challenge you faced as a streamer?
The hardest challenge. Okay, so I think the hardest challenge I've ever faced as a streamer is weirdly enough, it's, on the occasions where you do have to cancel a stream or
Yeah.
delay a stream,
Yes.
and you kind of sit there with that kind of almost like guilt because you feel like you're letting people down by not streaming, even though you're doing it for valid reasons. Like, so this week, I didn't do my stream this week. I'm planning on doing it later on, but I've still not decided when. And I did it because I was so I stream on Monday nights, and I was incredibly anxious all day, like to the point where I was struggling to not have a panic attack. And that's rare for me. Like, I don't usually get like that. But I've been changing medication recently for a condition that I have. And one of the side effects is anxiety. So I was literally sat there just like, I can't stream, I can't do it, I can't stream. And you're struggling to breathe and you can't catch your breath, and you're just there like, but I'm supposed to be streaming. Like, people are expecting, like, I checked in with people this morning and said I was streaming, and are they coming? And now I'm gonna have to message them and be like, oh, by the way, I'm not streaming. Haha.
Yeah.
And I think it's that. It's, yeah, like, there are times where real life gets in the way, and you do kind of feel the guilt and the disappointment, and you feel like you let people down, but you don't.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the hardest thing as a streamer. And that might be different to what other people say, because I know that other people will say about like toxicity or maybe numbers or that sort of thing. But I think my thing is not being able to show up when I really, really want to.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all like you said, most of the time, if not all the time, people will be like, "Oh, it's totally fine," but it's this little thing in here saying you're letting people down, isn't it? It's sometimes, and I honestly, I feel like I don't think that is. I think that's quite common. I do think that's quite common with a lot of streamers, to be fair, because there is a community focus, like you said. No matter what the number one reason for streaming is for most people, there is a community build. There is a community focus with everyone, or most people certainly. And you are right. I think there's a certain, oh no, I'm letting people around me down. And it is hard. I completely sympathize, and yeah, it's taken me a long time to kind of adjust and address that. Like in the past, like I've been like, oh, I stream 3 days a week, or I used to stream 4 days a week, but either way, I've been like, oh, if I miss a stream because I've got a reason to, I need to put that stream further in the week. And I used to do that, and I used to burn myself out, and then I'm like, I can't do that anymore, So I am like, no, stop it, Johnny.
So exactly, and I see it a lot with people, but I think that's the balance that I try to find, in that the reason for my streaming is enjoyment. So if I'm not enjoying it, then I shouldn't be doing it. So that's why I only do it 1 day a week, because it's keeping that. It's balancing what I want to do with what I need to do. And sometimes they don't always match up. I want to stream, but do I need to stream, or do I actually need time? So I think that's where the luxury is, that if I do have to delay my stream, I'm not risking burning myself out, because it's still just a stream a week. So
Exactly. Well, we're down to the final question, which is there any advice you'd like to give anyone thinking of picking up streaming? And I love the fact that I'm asking you, Lexi, because you are still quite new to this. So most people, obviously, the podcast tend to have streamed for X amount of years. So you're still in your first full year. So yeah, any tips and tricks you'd like to consider giving anyone?
So it's an interesting question. I've heard people answer this question before, and they'll say things like, "Don't focus on the numbers. Be consistent. Do this, do that." And I'm gonna link back to what I just said a moment ago. Is you need to be doing it for your own enjoyment. And you need to find what you enjoy without the audience. So for me, it was the community games with my friends. But if there was like a game that I knew that I could play, that I would enjoy regardless of if chat was going mental, or I had 100 viewers or just one viewer, I would do that too. So I think it's finding what makes you happy and focusing on that rather than being like, well, I have to stream and I have to hit this amount of viewers and I have to do this. You don't have to do any of it. You do what's right for you, and that can vary from person to person. And if you are someone who's focused on numbers, that's absolutely fine. That is not a problem whatsoever. But you don't have to be. It's not all or nothing.
No. Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. I love that, because it's true. In the end, that is the core reason is enjoyment. You know, if you're not enjoying it, it's going to show. You can't hide behind that forever. You know, if you're not enjoying it, you will burn out, or you will be like, people will go, "Are you okay?" You know, and then
Exactly.
It's almost not probably the wrong word to use, but I'm going to use it as it almost feels fraudulent. You know, that you're robbing that experience, because from yourself probably as well, because it's not authentic. So.
Exactly. Your focus needs to be you, not everyone else. So you do you.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. Lexi, thank you so much. It's been such a fun chat with you. You know, thank to all of you. I think you're an amazing streamer, an amazing person. I can't wait to see what comes next for you. So, are you on social media? I know you are. Would you like to tell us where we can find you respectfully on these socials? Please give Lexi a follow, guys.
Am I on social media? This is a funny question. I've actually very, very rarely used social media. But you can find me. So I'm on X, Twitter. So I am LexiHolmes. LexiHolmes obviously on Twitch, but I don't really do any other socials. I don't do Instagram or anything because ain't nobody got time for that. I don't know. But yeah.
When you work as hard as Lexi does at work, at home, streaming as well, you should be privileged. She streams for you.
Absolutely. You should be honored to be in my presence. No, absolutely. I'm kidding, guys. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely give Lexi a follow on Twitch, guys. Thank you so much, Lexi. It's been wonderful.
Oh, thank you very much. And I appreciate you, Mr. Beard.
I appreciate you. No, you.
No, you.
And I appreciate you guys for watching / listening. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.